There are two ways of making metallic singing bowls. Let's look at the hand-beaten style. Metals are collected from various sources. Most of it is from scrap metal. And here are the metals that are used. Copper, 80% to 95%. Tin, varies per season. Iron, not possible. Zinc, varies per season. Gold, trace amount. Silver, trace amount. Aluminium, may be present. Lead, may be present. And mercury is not present. And here is the reason why putting iron in the mixture is not possible. Metals are heated to a temperature of up to 700 degrees Celsius. The melting temperature of iron is over 1100 degrees Celsius. Different sized flat discs are created to make different size of hand-beaten bowls. The disc is heated till it's red hot and soft. Yep, this was the moment my firefighter occupation health and safety brain was shouting, why aren't they wearing any shoes? But these craftsmen have been making singing bowls for the last 2 decades, so who am I to tell them how to do their job? The beating process can only be done for 1 to 2 minutes when the flat disc is red hot. Otherwise, the flat disc will crack. Disc is beaten till a rough shape of a singing bowl is created. The rough shape is then further beaten to give it a very symmetrical shape. In the next process, the rough lip of the singing bowl is made smooth. The cooled bowl is further beaten to strengthen the metal. The bowls are then turned on a lathe to give it an even surface. Then the bowls are polished on the outside and the inside to make it shiny. Let's look at the etching and the carving process. These two processes will be the same for hand-beaten bowls as well as the cast bowls. The bowls are hand-painted with plastic-based paint. The bowls are then put inside a hydrofluoric acid solution for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the bowls are taken out. Then they are washed several times. Bowls are sometimes scrubbed with carbon to give it a darker look. Then the paint is either peeled off or scrubbed off. silicon base is created and heated so that it grips the bowl at the bottom. Are you ready to see the final product? So what is this thing called a full moon bowl? So what happens in Nepal is during full moon they have a bit of ceremony in a workshop or a little factory where they make singing bowls. They do a little prayer. They invite members of the public to celebrate with them with something to eat, and they start making the singing bowl during night at full moon. And there's a whole blessing ceremony that happens after the bowls has been made. And what happens in the ceremony is the workers, they make the singing bowls all throughout the night till 4 o'clock, and the next day it's their day off. Now there is a lot of demand for these full moon bowls because it is believed to have a stronger energy. Whether it does or not is more the perception of the person who is playing it. When I have tried some, it hasn't sounded any different to any normal singing bowl that is made in a very good way. So I don't tend to advise people on the big benefit that this full moon bowl is supposed to have on the body, because I don't see any major difference. But if the story related to your singing bowl, the making process, the people involved, and how this whole process happens is of very importance to you, then it is a good choice. It is fairly more pricey than the regular singing bowls that are not made in the full moon day, because there's a whole other resources that gets used during the full moon when these bowls are made. But that's definitely a choice. Another thing is sometimes people's belief seems to be more important than the proof, and if you really believe that the full moon bowl is more powerful in terms of healing, you should very well go ahead and choose the full moon bowls, even for your own satisfaction. Another way of making metallic singing bowls is the cast style. The metal collection process and the melting process are the same for the hand-beaten bowls as well as the cast bowls. shape of a singing bowl is created inside a mold using clay dust and 2 halves of a singing bowl stamp. Clay dust has a melting point of 1780 degrees Celsius. This is the first half of the stamp. And this is the second half of the stamp. Two halves of the mold is joined to form an empty space in a shape of a singing bowl. The molten metal is poured into the empty space inside the clay mold. After letting the molten metal cool down for a few minutes, the singing bowls is taken out of the mold and cooled for a few hours. These processes are the same for both hand-beaten bowls as well as cast bowls. Smoothing of the rim, leveling the exterior and the interior on a lathe, etching and carving, painting in some bowls. And we have already seen these processes for the hand-beaten bowls. Do you want to see the final product?